Hey there guys, so the last time in the anime, we saw that Holy Kingdom of Sidonia bluntly threatens King of Barkula to hand over the light magic user, and that's Takumi. But King also refused on the messenger's face, because Sidonia is going far claiming that light users belong to the Church of Light. So when Takumi heard this, he asked about the Church of Light from Goddess Nalan, and she told him there's no other goddess besides her. Secondly, Takumi asked about the heroes, and Nalan revealed that she had sent Takumi 1 year in the past before the hero summoning ritual. So what was the reason behind it? Because Nalan refused to open up. Then Maple discovered an injured drake horse. So Takumi saved the drake horse and tamed it. But away from there, at the royal capital, there was a little slave with good alchemy talent. She was a novice, and every customer refused to buy her because they didn't want to waste time in teaching a kid. She had a family back at home, a kid brother and sick mother, which is why she chose to be a debt slave to send money back home. As for Takumi, he was working too hard, and the girls were worried about it, production orders, and other various jobs that Takumi didn't have time to rest at all. But Takumi shows he's fine. He then took off to the guild where a man was complaining about seeing a monster. This counts a few times already, and receptionist showed Takumi the sketch of it. Well anyways, Takumi was here to register his new drake horse pet, and it was precisely the same monster everyone was reporting all this time. So Guild Master took Takumi for explanation while Sophia had visited Mulan. Sophia was looking for slave who could assist Takumi in production job. However, Mulan had no slave with alchemy skills at the time. She had noticed Sophia had changed. Then Maria ran into her, and they were discussing how Takumi appears to be tired a lot, and the girls wanted to lighten the burden on him. In their talk, Sophia joked a little about cooking, and seeing that even Maria noticed that Sophia is showing a soft side of her now. Then afterwards, they went to pick Takumi from the blacksmith workshop, but he was sleeping with logs. It just shows how exhausted he was, and at this rate Takumi won't last long. Then, the dream carriage was completed, but the girls were shocked by the interior of the carriage. Takumi had used spatial magic to expand its size from the inside, attaching a toilet and a kitchen to it. It was wonderfully impossible, to be honest, but then they went on a ride at full speed, and inside they didn't feel a single bump. Yet Takumi asked Maria if she could think about adjustments, and she wanted to add blades in it, a carriage useful for the zombie apocalypse. But anyways, they then meets the Lion Fong party, because Takumi hired them to accompany him to the capital where he has to meet the king. Their Paypek and Marquis Bolton also howled up, and they let them taste the surprise of this carriage. Paypek is natural trader and saw the treasure he could make from selling this carriage. But he got a bit too excited that Bolton had to stop him. Bolton also took a liking to the carriage and indirectly tells Takumi how much he wants this, that he could offer 100 platinum coins for it. Takumi calculated and realized he hit the jackpot. Bolton saw a great future waiting ahead for Takumi, but great talent attracts attention, especially that Sidonia Empire, where they teach their people that the goddess not created humans, and only after that they created other species, such as beastmen, elves, and dwarves, placing them beneath humans, such an evil kingdom. But Takumi and his gang arrived at the royal capital safely, and Riel and his party felt useless because all of the monster attacks were taken care by Takumi's gang. Then they stopped at the hotel where Paypek tells Takumi to gift this carriage to the king to get on his good side and show Takumi's talent. They could make new one when they get back home. But Takumi said he could make a new carriage in 5 days of time before meeting the king. As for the assistant, Sophia has heard about Bruton, and only good things that he's a trusted slave trader. So the girls insisted Takumi to purchase a new slave as an assistant for the production job. Takumi says he's fine, but Sophia reminds him that she had vowed to protect him, and she can't do anything if he dies from overwork. So Takumi agreed, and girls says they want Takumi to get a woman as an assistant, which is why they went to Bruton early in the morning and told him about the specifics. Even Burton had heard about Takumi and his abilities, so he knew who to choose. As for the other girls, Maple said she wanted to take a tour of the building and left. After that, she was nowhere to be found. So Sophia knew it would be troublesome, so she immediately started a search for her. At that time, Maple ran into that same girl who got terrified seeing a monster. So Sophia scolds Maple and tells the blondie it's fine. That kid sure took a liking to Sophia instantly. And Sophia saw she was reading an ancient book. It was based in alchemy. So after that, Sophia brought Maple back, and Takumi tells Sophia that they found a girl with magic skills. It was the same fox lady, and her name was Revia. Takumi told her about himself, but Revia was afraid of being rejected again, because all the other customers had rejected her since she was a novice and didn't know much. It broke her spirit, and Sophia tells Takumi that the girl was reading a book on alchemy, which surprisingly turned out to be the same book Takumi had read once and liked it. Both bookworms hits it off. So naturally Revia forgot about her fear for a little bit. Then Takumi gives her a formula to see if she could tell what it is. Revia got discouraged. She knew it was a sweet-making recipe, but something was different in here. She wanted to figure out quickly or else she would be rejected again. But she knew she didn't know the answer, because back at her home, they don't use cream. Instead, they use honey. But Takumi chose her and invited her to join him. He knew that different regions use different ingredients to make their sweets, so he was just checking to see if she understood that formula. Revia was grateful, but she asked her salary to be sent back home. But if she sends all of it, she won't get released from this slave contract. But Revia wanted a better future for her kid brother and treat her mother, and Sophia said that once she learns everything, she'll be able to make money on her own. After that, Maria and Maple gives a huge welcome to the new member of the family. Revia saw they are all warm and good people. But at the same time, Sidonia's herd king of Barkula refused to hand over Takumi. So the princess suggested to wait for hero summons and then spread the word that Barkula king is disrespecting a gifted light user to agitate the church. Such underhanded witch. But our episode 7 ends right there. So stay tuned to watch another episode of this anime, and for that subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Till then, take care.